What's going on, all you wild soccer hooligans? It's your two favorite lads back here for Cinephellas. I am the bruv called Logan Myers, my good mate over there.
And you can refer to me as Henry Hill. And we're back today. We're going to talk about the second season, a Sky original from England, out of England, the second season of the show that's, not only premiered in England, but now it's overseas here in the US on the other side of the pond, you can say, on AMC. The second season, we've just finished it, and we were talking about Gangs of London.
What does it feel like to be a king?
That's right, the smash hit, the first season that me and this guy both absolutely loved. I had the chance to interview Corinne Hardy, the director of a few episodes. In season 2, he actually directs 4 more episodes. But huge fans of the show, really excited. I've been patiently waiting for the second season, seeing what happens in this world of London, this corrupt world, this Gotham-like city of London behind me, and all these different characters returning from season 2. But essentially, the setup is, London's in shambles. Essentially, it's chaos. Everything's going on with these gangs. The Wallace family that we're introduced to in the first season, Finn Wallace, who was the head of the family, passes away. And then Sean Wallace, his young son, played by Joe Cole, takes over, and season 2 kind of picks up where that is and everything that's going on with the Wallace family kind of spread apart and not really knowing what happened to Sean.
Season 1 ended on a huge cliffhanger with Sean getting shot in the face. Never showed his body. We didn't know if he was gone or if he was going to come back or what. And season 2 really, keeps it quiet for the first couple episodes. You don't know if he's going to come back. But surprise, he comes back. And this season was all about, trying to get revenge for what happened in season 1. It was all about Elliot seeking revenge for, his dad getting killed, him feeling that rage, and, the power vacuum that happened once all this crazy stuff happened in the first season. With the second season, it's, really all those gangsters right behind you fighting and trying to gain control of London. And, as it was in season 1, it's thrilling action sequences, being written by Gareth Evans. The raid, you're going to get that hand-to-hand combat, the crazy action scenes that feel super realistic. They're so brutal, actually showing fighting how it is in real life. People aren't just, throwing a punch here and making it look beautiful. No, fights are dirty, down and dirty. You're grabbing stuff off the table, you're swinging it, you're trying to do whatever you can to, knock your opponent out. And that's the kind of, fights we see here on this show. And just an awesome show. And, they upped the stakes in season 2, and it was even better than season 1 for me.
I would have to absolutely agree with you. And there's a lot on the line this season. The people pulling the strings in the background are the investors. We have Alex Dumani, if you guys remember from the first season, he's like the businessman. And then you have Asif. He's more the heroin side of things in the background of pushing heroin, making, a bunch of money, and some really cool scenes with Sean's brother. They used to be a heroin addict, kind of get stuck with all this heroin that was stolen. So you see a lot of faces from the first season returning. But the big bad guy this season behind me is Koba. And he's like an assassin brought in to keep all these gangs in line. And he's just a really badass, bringing very powerful men down to their knees. And he's not messing around. So it really sets up some really, really great scenes with Koba's character, a guy that you really hate, in most, shows like this. But he really kicks it up a notch with this character, and a guy that you can't wait to see be killed in the season.
Great villain. You're right. He really takes prominence in the second season. The writing on the show is so great. This world that they've created with all these characters. There's so many characters, so many different little side stories and everything going on. At first when you're watching it, it takes you a little while to get used to that, to get into these characters. But like after the first season and going into the second one, I, felt really comfortable with these characters and like know what everybody's going for, what everybody's striving for, their goals, their ambitions. And really the second season is just, action after action piece, set piece, awesome and thrilling action and thrilling, world building between these characters. You have Sean coming back at the end of episode 2, I believe. We finally figure out, what happens to him. He gets his whole episode where it shows what happened after he got shot in the face by Elliot. At the end of the first season, we get his whole flashback of how he gets back. And then you have him, wanting to finally take over to live up to the Wallace name, to live up to what his father, did before him. But then you also have all these other badasses that are trying, in the same boat, trying to gain control of all the drug trades going on. You have Koba, this fucking maniac that will, kidnap people's wives, bury them alive. So much stuff going on in this. It was just a thrilling season from start to finish. Kick myself for not watching it sooner than I did. When I did watch it, I had to binge it. It's just episode after episode. Great season. Can't wait for season 3. So happy that they already announced that. I couldn't be more excited for it. With all these characters and everybody still in play, the way that they end up in season 2, we get somebody that's firmly in control, but you have all those other people in the background that are still there, and you can be damn sure they're going to be coming for the top.
It all has to come down to power or family. You can't do both. That's the question.
You get me, bro?
You get me, bro. Yeah, it really comes down to, what do you choose? Power? Do you choose your loved ones, your family? And that's really kind of dives into that with the investors, as I was talking about. They're kind of controlling Elliot behind me. They basically held his dad captive for a bit, and like, hey, you have to go do this and that. So Elliot's going around like John Wick, and just fucking huge body count, especially towards the end of the season. Episode 7 and 8, really great John Wick scenes you would see in a John Wick movie, the bright neon colors and just nonstop action and just limbs flying everywhere and just really amazing. But Sope Darusu, if that's how you pronounce it, standout performance here with next to Joe Cole. He really carries his season. He's a badass. He's broken. He's hurt. He's pissed off. It's revenge after what happens to his father. So he's going after all these people, and it really sets up a bit of a cliffhanger at the end of episode 8, having to do with Elliot and seeing where that's going to go to the next season. You want more. What's his character all about? So, without giving too much away, but I love exactly what they did with this character. The arc's fucking amazing. I love Joe Cole returning, one of my favorite actors working right now. Really rooting for him to be the new James Bond 007. I'd love to see Joe Cole in that role. But the rest of the supporting cast returning really fantastic. Luan is probably my favorite character supporting cast. And then you have, Caitlin Stark behind me returning as a mother. She had a really great few things that happened to her, especially at the end of the first episode, really setting the tone of this season, what she's all about with, her husband being dead. So there's a lot at stake here, a lot of moving parts, a lot of craziness, the body count, they up that, the directing, cinematography, the overall tone, the Gotham look to London is just really fantastic, really dark and gloomy. It really, gets you invested as an audience. So just another outstanding season, and definitely one of my favorite TV shows out there for sure. So that being said, I'm going to give season 2 of Gangs of London a 5 out of 5 bruv hair pieces.
A thrilling season from start to finish. Some awesome reveals. Coming off the end of season 1, seeing where characters end up at the end of the season 2 is awesome to see. Great sequences, action sequences that we've come to expect out of the show, ramped up in season 2. Even after the first season had some standout action sequences, this one definitely does up the ante. Great performances by everybody. Joe Cole, Elliot there. Really everybody, even the side players, Brian Vernell as Billy Wallace had some great scenes, especially towards the end of the season where something happens to his old arm. We won't say, but really a thrilling season. And I'm so happy that you got me to watch the first season and got me into watching the second season. I can't wait for the third season. This is one of the underrated shows that's available right now, and a lot of people are missing it. And I'm happy that, we are in line with it and we're getting to watch it as it happens, and people are going to discover this one eventually, and we hope through our review that more of you will get a chance to give this a watch, give this an opportunity, and we think that you guys will really enjoy it as well. So with that being said, I'm going to give season 2 of Gangs of London a 4.5 out of 5 Caitlin Stark hair pieces.
We want to hear from all you wild hitmen out there and hit women. What did you like about the second season of Gangs of London? What didn't you like about it? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to click subscribe. Also, check out these wild rascals on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news and reviews.
Would say we head down to the pub and meet old Elliot for a pint or two.
Have a few pints and wait for this to all blow over.
Till season 3 anyway. Thank you guys for watching our review of Gangs of London season 2. Until the next season, I'm Uncle Henry.
And I'm Uncle Koba, signing out until the next TV review. Cheers.
Later, bros.